Hi everybody. Let's talk about grass for a little bit and why it is that we see a change in the grass in the spring and in the fall. So we all know what photosynthesis is, right? We learned that back in elementary school, that it's one of the way grass makes its food. So we know that photosynthesis occurs in the daytime hours when the sun is powering that chemical reaction. But there's also another really important chemical reaction going on with plants, and that's cellular respiration. And that is basically them just metabolizing and using that sugar that they make. So they make this sugar in the form of glucose for themselves when the sun is shining, but they're always burning up some of that sugar. These are chemical reactions that require a certain temperature for them to occur. There is actually a temperature that's too high, but we're most concerned with the temperatures that are too low. So in the spring and in the fall, at least if you live in the part of the world that I'm in the northeastern part of the country, with seasons that cause us to have these wet springs and cool falls, we see a change in those plants. We notice it. You see the very bright green grass in the spring, and then we'll see, if you notice, that grass turns very bright green again in the fall. And this is why. So as long as the temperature is above 50 Fahrenheit, that's 10-ish Celsius, both those chemical processes occur. So the plant is making, if we look at this as a 24-hour cycle, the plant is making energy as long as in the form of sugar, as long as the sun is shining. And then at night, it's burning up some of that. It's burning it all the time, but it continues to burn it up throughout the nighttime hours. So you're starting out in the morning time with those sugar levels at their lowest for plants. So that's the best time for your animals to be out. And then all day as that sugar is being made, we know that during the evening then, those plants have had more hours to make those sugars, and it's going to have the highest sugar content in the evening. So give it nighttime, and that burns up some of those sugars, and it's going to be lower. Unless we have these spring and fall temperature cycles. And if the temperature starts dropping below 50, then that process of cellular respiration in the evening time, which is when the temperatures usually drop below 50, cease to happen. And so what you have in the daytime, there's more sugar being made, and then in the evening, it's not being burned up. In the morning, as the temperature rises above 50, photosynthesis is occurring again, and some respiration, but what's not happening is that burning up in the evening. So there's this time now when that plant isn't actually using any of that sugar. It's still making tons of it in the daytime. So we see this accumulation every day, and that's when those sugar levels become dangerous for our animals. So I'm not a veterinarian, I'm a biology teacher, so I teach about photosynthesis and respiration, and I love using this example with my students to try and give them a little bit of a real feel as to why it matters to know some of these things. And there's a lot more to that explanation, but that is the simple gist. If you're trying to remember when it's good or bad to have your animals out on pasture, whether it's in a 24-hour period or whenever it might be during the season. So hopefully that helps. So lots of sugar throughout the day. Once the temperatures are cool, that sugar doesn't get burned up anymore, so we just keep accumulating sugar, if that makes sense. So send me a message if you have any questions, and I hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.